What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dash, coming back to Parental Takes. Today I'll be doing a review to the movie Mission Impossible Fallout. This is the sixth one in the franchise for Mission Impossible. And first and foremost, let me put it out there, I will not be spoiling it for you guys. I really prefer you all go and see it because all I can say is this was a great summer blockbuster movie. This was what I wanted. I got my action. I got my good storyline. I mean, from beginning to end, it was 2.5 hours and it was worth every penny. And let me put it like this, I plan on seeing this again next weekend. So with that said, let me just go ahead and jump right into it. Now, like I stated, this is the sixth installment. So this started back in 96. So yes, I have been following since the beginning, all because of the fact that I enjoy these particular movies and also because Tom Cruise is in it and I'm a fan of Tom Cruise. He does not let me down in this particular franchise. There's many movies that I love with him, but this is one of those ones where once it comes out, I'm already there in the theaters day one to go see it, and I'm glad I was there. Then we were packed in there. Everybody was in there watching it, and we all enjoyed it immensely. Now, secondly, I love that he works with directors where he knows that they can come together, create good ideas. And with Christopher McQuarrie, he did an awesome job as director yet again with another Mission Impossible movie. He did The Rogue Nation, and he's worked with him on many other movies like Jack Reacher. He's written Edge of Tomorrow, Valkyrie. So we know that they work very well together, and it seems to be that niche with them, and I'm loving what I'm seeing because this one was right up there on par for me. Now, we of course have some other people who to introduce some new people to them, but let me go through the people who actually returned. We have Ving Rhames, we have Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, we have Alec Baldwin, and then we had Sean Harris, who played the villain the last one. He's returned, and then we had some familiar faces that return as well. Michelle, want to say Monaghan. I hope I'm not saying her name wrong. Excuse me. And we had some other faces that are new. Henry Cavill came onto the scene. I don't know. He had the mustache. Everybody had a big deal, but of course he was dealing with Justice League, but he was also doing this one. So, but I'm glad he was on board because it was actually good. He did great in this movie, and of course Angela Bassett. So with the whole overall premise of the movie is, that we have Sean Harris back. And if you saw the trailer, you understand he's incorporating this particular storyline again because, of course, it's unfinished business. The bad guys are, of course, trying to cause destruction to, certain areas of the country, whatever, and all that. And they have to get these nukes. There's always some sort of nukes involved. And Ethan has to come to the rescue to save all mankind. You know the drill. The overall storyline is fine with that, whichever. And I like that it did bring Sean Harris back because the way it was done and left in Rogue Nation, there was a possibility he might be back in number 6, which is fine, and I was fine with that. Also knowing that Henry Cavill's character works with Angela Bassett's character through CIA, so he's involved where he's being assigned to work with Ethan Hawke. So of course he's kind of like a gnat, like a leash or Velcro on him, just having to be there to kind of, be an overseer and making sure he's doing what he needs to do because they didn't want him to be in full control, even though Alec Baldwin at times, if you saw, was on him about that. So moving on, of course, like I said, him having to work with him. And let me tell you, Henry Cavill's character at times was the arrogance, just like a straight cornball at times. But he was good in them fight scenes. I will say this. Now, speaking of just the overall story, okay, storyline was good. The action was great. You already saw the trailer, guys. You already know what scene I'm talking about where he flexed it, took the coat off and flexed it, whatever and all that. There's a scene where it looks like they're in the bathroom. That scene was epic. It was awesome. I cannot say how good it was. It was so good. You have a motorcycle chase scene, epic. You had a car chase scene, very good. And then you had the run scene, which you all know because, of course, in the instance, Tom ended up getting hurt in that. And you'll see, how it all plays out. Like I said, I'm not going to give anything away. I really want you all to see it. But just so much action. I'm so glad. And the pace of the movie overall was done very well because, like I said, 2.5 hours. And it was worth everything. You're not slowed down. Speaking of it, because you're thinking at the beginning, it would start slow, whatever. No, oh, no. It did not start off slow. It was perfectly paced. And let's just say, before you hear the main music of the theme of the song, you will see a nice little scene that sets up the tone of the movie, which was done very well. Similar to how they do in James Bond. So, yeah. But it was done very well because a lot of us in the audience were loving that beginning scene of the movie before they went into the actual music, theme song for Mission Impossible. So I will say I love when they catch you off guard because it's just always like a mind game, mind trick thing and all that. And you always kind of see those towards the end of the movie and the conclusion of the story. But sometimes they give you a little bit of those at the beginning too. Done very well. I was so happy with that. Also, there were some scenes that I enjoyed where between, of course, like I said, Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise. You know, Henry's character's name is Walker, August Walker, and of course Ethan Hunt. Then you see some scenes between Ethan and Ilsa, played by Rebecca Ferguson, which were good. I love the scene between him, Ethan Hunt, and Vanessa Kirby's character. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name off the cuff right now. My apologies for that. She was really good. I'm not familiar with her, but I know Vanessa Kirby will be in the new Hobbs and Shaw movie too. So I'm looking forward to seeing her a little bit more. I'm not familiar with her enough, but I'm going to have to change that. She had a very nice amount of scenes in the movie, and they were done very well, and I've been very intrigued with her character a lot. Then there's a really good scene between Luther, played by Ving Rhames, between him and Julia, and then also him and Ilsa. So both the two female characters in the movie, which were really good. It was kind of heavy, and I will say this: the reason why it was so heavy is because I like how they like to bring in there how Ethan does things a little differently. He's all about the mission and getting it done, but also being there for his crew. He's loyal to his crew because his crew never lets him down. He never lets his crew down. I like how that's brought up a little bit within the movie at times when certain things are getting ready to happen to pop up, and it's like he has to choose and make a decision. He's always going to choose his team because he'll find a way to get whatever they need to get or handle whoever he is to handle, but he's not going to leave his guys, behind, whichever, and I love that. And it's a part where Ving Rhames does get, really engulfed in discussing this, whichever and all, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That's what I said. I don't want to go into too much detail about what exactly it's about and how the conclusion of it all, but it's just nice to see that because you're used to just, them showing a scene and moving on and not really having that moment to, dissect or whatever, which I'm glad because Ving Rhames does a lot of the, computerized and the mechanical, whatever and all, but you don't really see him in other aspects. So it was nice and refreshing. Also enjoyed, of course, Simon Pegg. The amount of humor was perfectly done. I love that, it wasn't always like when something's awkward, then they have to feel like they have to give you this, little, moment where they have to be cheesy or funny, whatever. It was nicely, thinly veiled, and it was done really perfectly timed in certain instances within the movie, which I love. Whatever. And then Simon Pegg, he did some scenes in there, you guys, some good action, so you'll get to see that too, and I enjoyed that. But, like I said, the movie was great. I like the scenes with, Angela Bassett being, hard-nosed, boss, whichever. Alec Baldwin, being, rough on Ethan, a little funny here. Just, like I said, beginning to end, it was great. You guys, you definitely need to go see this. My rating for this, out of a 10, I don't really do this often, and people might think, really, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to give it a 10. Because there's nothing I can really say that was really bad about the movie. I have nothing, honestly. And that's rare. It's really rare. Trust me. I normally give a movie when he's 8 and 5 or a 9 and leave that one. And people are like, why couldn't you give it? It's always something. But this one really, from beginning to end, I really enjoyed the movie, you guys. So I really feel like it deserves a 10. I feel like it's a really certified summer blockbuster movie, and it's going to be a hit, and I feel like it's going to do good this weekend. It's going to have some competition next weekend. There's some nice little movie coming out of Disney. It's going to give us some competition, but if it sticks to that number one, a lot of people like it this weekend. A lot of people who didn't see it this weekend will definitely go out and see it next weekend, excuse me. So, and I'm hoping you guys do. When you get a chance, check it out. I think you'll like it. And comment below. Let me know what you all think. If it's certain scenes you like, by all means, lay it on me because I'll reply back and we can discuss that in my comment section. Now, before I finish this review up, let me give you my listing. I just wrote it down because I just really wanted to remember it anyway. It is in the instance of my favorite from the beginning, number 1 all the way down to number 6. The first one being now this one, Mission Impossible 6 is number 1 now. Mission Impossible 5, Rogue Nation is my second one. Mission Impossible 3 is my third one. How fitting. Mission Impossible 2, Mission Impossible, the first one, and then the last one is Mission Impossible 4, Ghost Protocol, excuse me. So that's the order of my favorites go from favorite all the way to least favorite, and that's how it is. I love it just like this. So far, so good. Now, my only thing is this. I wonder if Christopher McCurry will come back. If they do very good and they feel like they got a hit on their hands, which I feel very confident, they might not say it out loud, but I'm thinking, Tom Cruise is thinking like they have a hit. He feels very confident, especially after the last one. They came out in 2015, number 5. Then they might work together on a possible 7th one. That's not like I'm spoiling it because, honestly, we have a 6th one. Everybody could have thought the 5th one was the last one. We had a 6th one, so they could possibly do a 7th one. So I'm hoping they do. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that they do just that. All right, you guys, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to enjoy this review and go see that movie. And with that said, I will see you guys on the next review. You guys take care.